Virgin Radio 104.4, the Chris Fade Show across the country. We are hanging out with you. I love hearing men and women who just do remarkable things they push their bodies to the limits. And on the show right now, we've got a gentleman by the name of Akbar who has just done something, honestly, I don't even know how. Akbar, how you doing?
Hi, good morning, guys. How are you guys?
We're doing amazing, mate. How are you feeling right now?
My toes are still a bit numb, but otherwise I'm feeling great.
Can you tell everyone what you have just accomplished?
So about 10 days ago, I was in France, and I went for a little run. It's a race called UTMB. It's done in the mountains near Chamonix. And it's an ultra marathon, so you're running for a fairly long time. It's a pretty big race. People who are into this sport, it's a pretty big deal. So essentially what you're doing is you're running 172 kilometers, climbing 10,000 meters in elevation, and trying to complete that in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Yeah, 172 kilometers in like about 45 days at elevations.
45 hours.
45 hours, not days. I couldn't do it in 45 days myself. In 45 hours, elevations of 10,000 meters. It's an ultra marathon. You guys are just crazy. I look at you guys doing this sort of stuff. I think to myself, this like literally, how do they do it?
I know.
Crazy. Mate, well done. Congratulations. How does it feel accomplishing something like that?
Well, the interesting thing about this is because it was a race, I had to finish within a certain time. And the reason why this race is so competitive and really tough is that you have all these little checkpoints that you have to get to before you get to the finish. And you have to reach each of the checkpoints for a certain time. And if you don't, they kick you out of the race.
Oh my God. So you could be 100 kilometers in and then they just go, sorry, mate.
Wow.
You didn't make it. And then you just walk down the hill.
Absolutely. So what happened with me was at the 165 kilometer mark, with about 7 kilometers to go till the finish, they pulled me out.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I would sue them. That is horrible. You did 165 kilometers in 45 hours, 7 kilometers to go. You don't hit that checkpoint. They say thanks so much for coming.
That's the rules of the game.
Oh,
It's like
God.
a-
Change the rules.
Like last man standing type thing, I imagine. Like a knockout sort of thing.
How many people started the race?
So about 2,800 runners.
Uh-huh.
And I was one of the last ones to be cut. So there 1,500 people finished the race.
My gosh.
Wow, that's
man.
really brutal.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's
It is, but that's how it is, and we're used to that. And you go into the race knowing that that's the reality. And to be honest with you, to put things in perspective, here I am struggling for 2 days trying to finish the race. And the elites of the world and the proper athletes, just guess when they finish.
How long?
The winner finished the whole thing in 20 hours.
No, they didn't. That's cheating.
172 kilometers in 20 hours. I mean, can I ask you something? When you got pulled out, did you cry? I would have cried.
It was a surreal moment because obviously you work towards like the last 2 years is the only thing I was focused on, and I knew I was trying to finish the race and everything. But when it happened, it's almost like an out of body experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about ultra running is that it's taught me a lot about myself and the lessons you learn along the way. And I responded really well. And the way I look at it is, especially a lot of the stuff I do, I have an audience of 3, which are my kids. So I try to take everything as a lesson. So I turned that situation, which most people would think was a failure, but I've actually turned it into a really nice lesson where you can be like, it may seem like you failed, but if you look at it from a different perspective, it can actually be an opportunity to learn something. So what I said to my kids right after, because they were also very upset and stuff, and I was like, listen, they're rules of the game, right? And you have to respect the rules of the game, and you can apply that to life. Because you have certain rules in life that you have to follow. And I think that, that resonated with them. And I think that's the way I look at things. Like, there's no finish line in life.
Yeah, man. That's amazing. I love your attitude. I think it's fantastic. You're Pakistani. You're the only Pakistani to ever enter and the only person in the UAE to actually do this. So firstly, congratulations on that. I don't think you failed at all. There's no way that you failed. You only succeeded doing
exactly.
this. Man, I think that's unbelievable. 2 questions I got for you. Number one, what do you do for a day job? Do you have a job?
Yes. So I've been in the investment management world for the last 20 years. So I started on Wall Street, and now I have my own company where I provide investment and financial solutions to family offices and people and companies. And the great thing is, as part of my running, a lot of, again, the lessons that I learned, I can apply them to my personal life, to my professional life. So
yeah, so true. And finally, the ZB Foundation. What's the ZB Foundation all about?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for mentioning that. So I obviously run for myself, and I run to, expand my horizon and push my boundaries. But a big why for me is I run for this charity that my wife and I started in Pakistan, and it's called the ZB Foundation. And about it's nearly 10 years now. We lost one of our children to a very rare metabolic disorder, and we had actually adopted her from Pakistan. And what we realized later on was that she never got a heel prick test. And this is a very basic test, like all parents know this. It's automatic in the Western world and developed countries, where when a baby is born, you just take a small heel prick test of the heel. You take the blood sample and you just run a bunch of tests just to make sure that the baby's okay. But obviously in a place like Pakistan, that's not available. And so that's what we learned. And obviously we learned a very harsh lesson from that. But again, we took that lesson, we turned it into something beautiful. So our charity provides free newborn screening to all the babies born in Pakistan.
Amazing.
He's so cool, man. Well, you're a true champion. You and your wife are doing that as well. Keep doing it. If we want to follow you on Instagram, where do we go?
So my handle is AKNAQ06, AKNAQ06.
All right. Can we change that to the runner or something like that? The ultra runner. Give me another name next time. I love what you're doing. We're going to tag you on all our Instagram stories. So if you want to follow Akbar a little bit more and get to know him a little bit closer and what he's doing with the ZB Foundation as well, feel free to get in contact with our Instagram page and we'll do that connect. Akbar, once again, congratulations. You're an absolute champion. Give me a big round of applause.
Thank you, guys.
Well done, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Unbelievable.
Crazy.
Unbelievable. Virgin Radio, good morning.
Every time you come around, I can't say no.
I get happy when I get like 10,000 steps, guys.
Yeah.
10,000.
Every time the sun goes down, I let you take